Well, good evening. It's just a pleasure to be here tonight with you all to celebrate the 20th anniversary of Lisa Academy, 20 years of excellence. It's just been really a joy to see these talented student performers. And I can say I do remember 20 years ago when I didn't realize it had been 20 years, but that Lisa Academy started. And I have to say I'm quite amazed by what you all have accomplished here in the last 20 years. With 13 schools statewide, and I was just kind of looking up some information because I didn't know all this, but 95 plus college, graduation rate, which number one nationally. That's amazing. And then, of course, 90 plus % college acceptance. So that's just really great, and numerous other accomplishments that you all have had with Lisa Academy over the last 20 years. But I would just like to share a few minutes, or take a few minutes to share a little bit about a topic that is a priority for our state. It has to do with students, and especially for our governor, Sarah Sanders. That is combating the mental health crisis facing our students and the role of social media and early and excessive use of cell phones and smartphone use. Our state is not unique. And of course, I don't want to be a bummer here, but I'm going to share some statistics, and then we're going to talk about some solutions. But youth depression, anxiety, and isolation have risen across the country. But Governor Sanders and her administration, along with many others, are working to address this crisis in a collaborative way. The average American teen now spends nearly 5 hours a day on social media, usually on their phone, and often in school. Up to 95% of students who are 13 to 17 use a social media platform, with more than a third saying they use social media almost continuously, or they say constantly. But spending 3 more hours a day on social media doubles a child's risk of mental health problems. And this almost constant use can lead to sleep deprivation, which unfortunately I've witnessed in my home, but thankfully we recovered from that. But social deprivation and attention fragmentation. Since smartphones became widespread, self-harm among girls has gone up nearly 200%. Suicide rates have tripled among teens. Depression among teenagers has increased 150%. And teen math, reading, and science scores have dropped in the U.S. and other developed nations since 2012. All the while, loneliness has increased. In 2023, the U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy issued a 25-page advisory called The Social Media and Youth Mental Health, in which he warned that there is not enough evidence to show that social media is safe for children and teens, and called on tech companies to immediate action to protect students now. We do know that cell phones and social media can have some positive benefits for some youth by providing positive community and connection with others to share abilities and talents and interests, pages that promote awareness of important health issues or safety issues, just allowing for that connection for people outside their usual social group who have similar interests, such as Lego building or robotics groups among teens. But there's enough negative that something must be done to protect our children. Jonathan Haidt, a social psychologist at NYU, has done extensive research on this issue, which he shares in his book, The Anxious Generation. His central claim in this book is that two trends, overprotection in the real world and underprotection in the virtual world, are the major reason why children born after 1995 became the anxious generation. But he does make the following recommendations in his book: no smartphones before high school, no social media before 16, more outdoor play and childhood independence, and phone-free schools. Because of their passion about this issue, Governor Sanders and Secretary of Education Oliva have introduced a pilot grant program that will provide pouches for students to securely store their cell phones during school and create a better learning environment and inviting an in-person socialization. We know that this will take parents working together and parents working with schools. I've already witnessed that. I have my daughter-in-law, she has 3 children. The oldest is only 5, but she's already developing, with her friends, they're talking about this and saying, okay, we're going to band together. We're going to be the ones that say, no, we're not going to have a cell phone quite yet, so that they can say not all the other kids are doing it. But we are also aware that there's a need for more mental health services, especially in areas of our state with a shortage of mental health professionals. This grant program will also provide funding for telehealth mental health services. Addressing the youth mental health crisis is a daunting task, but we know that together we can help students in Arkansas to learn and be at their best. And I just want to say again, congratulations for your 20 years, and I just look forward to all that you're going to do in the future. Thank you.